What's up, y'all? The reviewer is here, and I'm back to make this not really a musical rant, but this a topic about what I was thinking. And pretty much the topic is about physical copies. Why I will always choose the physical over digital, or something to that effect. I'll have it titled a certain way where people may know what I'm talking about. The reason why I choose physical copies over digital is that I feel like the physical copies has more of a quality, much better of a quality than digital, and this can go for movies or music, and the thing was, I remember back then when I used to collect CDs when I was younger, this was back in like the early 2000s, and so forth. And back then, I didn't really think about along the years later that how much value some of those albums or movies would have. Now I'm trying to recollect a lot of the albums that I collected back in the day, and now the price is freaking ridiculous, man. And it hurts because I just wish that I really would have took the time out and took care of all the stuff that I bought over the years. I remember back in the day, and I'm just saying an example. I remember back in 2005, I bought a Tommy Wright III Genesis album, which was, the greatest underground hits. That CD only cost, or it was a double disc album, it only cost $15, bro. This was back in 2005 now. It was only $15. I remember I bought the DJ Squeaky, I think it was the Underground, I think it was From the Beginning, something about Beginning. That thing was $14.99. I mean, I remember these things like it was yesterday, man. And I was like, dang, if I would have realized how much of value those albums would have been today. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can listen to some of these things on the digital streams and stuff like that, but it's just something about the physical copies that I really adore, man. Like, for example, some people say they don't care about CDs and movies anymore, or like DVDs and Blu-rays anymore, because now we're coming up with digital stuff and things of that nature. But there's movies that I actually have that's not on the streams at all, and I don't think it's ever been on the streams. I'll say one example. There's a movie that I watched called Silkwood that had, I believe it was Kurt Russell. It was Kurt Russell, and there was, I think it was Meryl Streep. I think that's her name. I could be wrong. But that movie is not on the streams, as far as I know. I even looked it up to see if you can even watch it or pay for it. You can't even pay for the dang on thing. So that's just an example. I heard through the grapevines that they're going to discontinue Blu-rays and DVDs and 4K discs and stuff like that, like high definition discs and things like that. I think they're going to discontinue in 2025. I said, well, you know what? I guess I'm gonna have to start buying the hell out of some Blu-rays then. And some 4Ks, because I'm telling y'all right now, for those that keep dependent on digital streamings and stuff like that, y'all don't understand. That stuff can shut off at any, just like that. It can shut off at any given time. You know what I'm saying? But some people aren't thinking like that. Some people aren't thinking in the future of what could happen if all that stuff shuts down. Then what? And I know people thinking, well, you ain't gonna have electricity to listen to music. Yeah, they got batteries though. And I could probably listen to them as long as I could do, but it'll be over the digital. And I'm gonna get more into that with that situation, because this K Reno had a song called Artificial Existence, which was on the Making Enemies album, and he spoke about how what would you do if everything shuts down, like the grocery stores and other stores that you can't even go on, like you can't even go to, or the bank, the money, the value of $1 is no longer, worth anything. I remember not watching, but I was playing The Last of Us. Y'all know that game that's on PlayStation. And there was a situation where I was playing, I think it was L, and it was stacks of money in the bank, and she walked over it and she was like, wow, I really wish, and I'm paraphrasing, she was like, imagine how this would be if this money was really worth it. And she just walked right past it. You know what I'm saying? So it was like the apocalyptic stage. And I don't think people understand that these things can happen. Is it going to happen anytime soon? I wouldn't say anytime soon, but I would say it can happen. And people aren't thinking like that. So when people say digital is getting more into existence than physical copies, then the question I gotta ask y'all is this: what would y'all do if the digital stuff goes out of existence? People will panic. People will go crazy, man. And another part, I remember K Reno saying on the song, he said he still write lyrics on paper, not on my phone. And because he said if your phone crash, all your lyrics are gone, which is a true fact. Because there are times when I'm trying to download music, well, not download music, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. When I'm copying music from my CD, right? Like when I do a rip, there are times, and it irks me, man. There are times when I rip the CD on the computer. I think like probably about a week later, there'll be a few tracks that's missing. And I'm like, yo, I know I copied the freaking whole album. Why would I skip some damn tracks? This stuff, those are things that I noticed. Now, just understand, if you didn't have your CDs to rip and copy the music on the website or on the computer, everything will go into shambles. And luckily, I got a lot of albums that I got back in the day that I still have today. But it's just, to me, it's always something about physical copies that I do adore. I just like looking at the information on the covers, on the artwork, shout outs and stuff like that. You know, y'all, if y'all listen to my music, I made a song called CDs, and I pretty much expressed how much of CDs that I bought over the years and how I adore being a collector. And I said, shout out to all the collectors out there. And the thing is, with physical copies, man, it's just, and we can have this debate, but the quality of CDs to me is way better than the digital streams on Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, you name it. I feel like it's much better quality than those, because when you're copying out the CD, you're actually getting it in the actual form of the CD. Digital streams, however, you just download it. It doesn't have really any information on it but the music. And that's, to me, that's what kind of makes it a flaw, in my opinion. Because like I said, what if your computer crashed? What if you know, something happened and it shuts off all your information and things that you saved over the years? See, I was having this debate with one of the guys at work, and he tells me he don't really buy CDs anymore because he feel like it's a waste of money and it takes up space. Okay, noted. But my argument with that statement is, well, if you're worrying about how much space you got when you're trying to collect CDs, what about your digital? Because when you go on like the PlayStation or the Xbox or whatever console you use, when you get too much space, guess what happens? If you want to download more stuff, either you get another hard drive or you delete some of the stuff that's, you know, on the console. That's pretty much how it works. So when you're complaining about space, I can say the same argument with the console, because your console only holds but so much space on it. I just had to delete one of the games that I normally play because there was another game I wanted to play. So that can get annoying too. You know what I'm saying? And I know another thing with Blu-rays and DVDs, when you watch a movie, you got to get up and get the DVD or Blu-ray out and switch it to another one. I know that gets tiring. You know what I'm saying? I understand all that. But at the same time, I still would prefer physical copies over digital. I mean, that's just how I feel. I mean, I love to collect, man, and I wish I would have really been up on it for several years, man, and I would have had a whole bunch of collection. If I show y'all my Blu-ray right now, you wouldn't believe how much Blu-rays I got. I'll say Blu-rays and DVDs. I think I have at least 3, maybe 400 so far that I've collected. Even though I don't post as much movie reviews, which I'll start doing again, and I'll probably present it in a much more presentable way. You know, I might have myself on the bottom left of the screen while a movie played, and I have the DVD or Blu-ray in my hand as I watch it. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. But the plan, what I was doing with physical copies is that I just in case something happens, I just want to have something that I can hold on to. See, as long as I take care of my Blu-ray and don't get tampered, don't let it get tampered with or anything crazy happens to it, I'm good. But again, this goes back to the digital stuff, you know, and then there's another thing that I like to say about the digital. If people don't, you know, clear their sampling clearance, most likely your music won't be on the streams or whatever songs people made. It won't be on there because the sample hasn't been cleared. I noticed that on some albums, you know, samples haven't got cleared because I guess they didn't get the proper procedure of clearing it out. But luckily, if you have the CD, the songs that you may want to hear, it's on there. You know what I mean? So that's why I've always chose the physical copies, because remember on the reviews, I've always stressed there's some songs that you may not be able to listen to on the streams, but if you get the physical copy, you can hear every song. You know what I mean? So I've always stressed this, man. So for those that keep telling others who still buys CDs and who still buys Blu-rays, believe it or not, there's some collectors out there that have hundreds, maybe thousands of CDs and movies. There's collectors out there like myself, and as time go on, people are gonna realize that going physical will be the best way to do it. Sooner or later, people are gonna realize that, because I think some people are so hip to the future that we're starting to get like really digital with things. Because Pete, the PS5 Pro don't have the CD disc, you know, the CD insert anymore, or you have to buy it separately. You know what I mean? They're and I can almost bet your bottom dollar if the PS6 comes out, it's not going to have you won't have a choice to choose either the digital way or the physical, you know, with the disc insert. You probably won't have that option. And it's getting scary to me, man. It's really getting scary, because for collectors like us, they're trying to leave that in the past. Like for the newer people, for the modern people, they're trying to leave that type of stuff in the past, because I guess in some sort of way they're trying to get with the times when it comes to being digital all the time. And if I always stress to people, man, I still buy cassette tapes, I still buy CDs, I still buy Blu-rays. The only thing that I don't really get is vinyls. I'm not really into vinyls like that, and I don't understand why I'm not, but I don't know. I just don't really get into vinyls like that. Like, what you do, you put it on the vinyl player, and then you put the thing on, whatever that thing is, and it plays. But you can't fast forward, or I don't think you can skip a track, as far as I know. When I look at vinyls, like you have to play the whole album or the whole side of that vinyl, and then you flip it over. I don't know, man. But maybe it's just me. I'm just not a big fan of vinyls. I'd rather just get CDs, Blu-rays, and cassette tapes. Because at least with cassette tapes, if there's a song that I don't care for, I can fast forward it. I don't think you can do that with vinyls, as far as I know. But anyway, with that being said, that's it. I just wanted to stress why I choose physical over digital, because again, physical copies is, you know what, sometimes it does get annoying having to switch CDs out or whatever the case may be, but I honestly feel like physical copies are starting to become more of an antique. I'm saying in the quotes, antique, because I wouldn't say CDs are becoming extinct. I wouldn't say cassette tapes are becoming extinct, because people are still buying them. But at the same time, I think the guys that's out there with computers, technologies and stuff, they're trying to make it extinct. And I don't think that's a good idea, man. Like, what I would suggest to those that thinking CDs and Blu-rays are no longer going to continue, I think y'all should do, or I think the digital side should be for people that don't want to collect, and then the physical is for those that may want to collect. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's just, I don't know, man. But maybe that's just me. I just feel like physical copies is the best way to do it. And I warned y'all, if your digital stuff crashes or it keeps buffering, you know how the stuff be buffering, don't get upset, because that's what y'all chose. So anyway, that's it. Much love to the real folks, and I'll be on here back with another video. And I'll be back here with another musical topic. Y'all know I got plenty of reviews that I got in the future. Some of the videos that I did in the past, like 6-7 years ago, I'll, you know, re-upload that and add the music onto it if need be. And you'll see all that in the future. All right? So much love, y'all. Peace out.